What is up, guys? I am that boarding school dude, back with another banger. Today, we're going to be doing something that I've never done before. Part 2 of the Berkshire School. The Whistleblowers came out. The DMs came flooding in. I hope you like the red lights behind me, because today's going to be a fucking bloodbath. Let's go. Okay, guys, welcome back. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, please like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel. It really helps out, and I super appreciate it. Before we can get into this biblical episode, we have to give a special shout out to our sponsor of this episode, which is Charlie Delta Apparel. Charlie Delta Apparel, 100% made in the USA. If you love our country and you love the troops, you will love Charlie Delta Apparel. They give 1% of their profits back to military-based charities, and we love that. So check them out at charliedelta.us. That is Charlie Delta Apparel at charliedelta.us. And a very special thank you to Jordan Reisman of Texas with his sponsorship of Charlie Delta Apparel for this episode. So we thank you. I am simply a conduit of information, okay? I already gave you my review. And let me be frank about this, guys. A lot of Berkshire students have reached out to me about the previous episode. A lot. And I know some of you are pissed, but don't be pissed off at that boarding school dude. I have nothing to do with it. I am just holding the mirror up to the marketing videos that your school consequently has not put out. Period. Don't be mad at me, because guess what?
I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving!
I ain't going anywhere.
The show goes on! This is my home!
Period. A lot more reviews to come for a lot more schools. So, heed the warning. Now let's get right into this, okay? I understand that a lot of you guys are pissed off at my review. Who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is he to review this school? Guys, I understand that it can be a little difficult to swallow the pill of reality, okay? Look, it's not my fault that your school ranked so low on the dude score. Look at some of the other schools geographically very close to yours. They scored pretty high. And let me be very honest. If the marketing videos of Berkshire were better, it probably would have scored in the high 8s. I don't know, maybe low 9s. Who knows? We'll never know. That's your administrator's fault. That's your admissions fault, the communications department, not mine, okay? So don't come whining to me, okay? Because I don't give a shit. I'll tell you that right now.
I come first before any fuck up. I'm not going to take no shit off anyone. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a flying fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
That being said, let's dive into what I like to call that boarding school dude whistleblowers.
Use your tongue to put it in the hole of the whistle, and you will start to blow.
Oh yeah. And guess what? They're current students of Berkshire. So now I am going to pass along to you DMs, and I'm going to read the entire thing, from current students who've reached out to me, former students in the last year and 2. We're going to find out together what's really going on there. No fluff, no stuff. Let's get to the DMs.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Okay, here we go. And I told every one of the people that was reaching out to me that I would not disclose their names. And they were like, cool, because I don't want to lose friends. And I totally understand that. But here we go. Yo, I go to Berkshire and watched your video. Willing to talk to give you a real perspective. I am and he gives the class that he's in, and have mixed feelings about this place, so it'll be unbiased. Great. What do you got? The Berkshire IG does a horrible job of showing how life is here. The winter here sucks. Mad cold, and half the school gets depressed. Most of our sport teams are mid. Okay, whatever. Let's keep going. A good amount of the kids here are dumb and assholes. Dining hall is mid. Teachers are all pretty good. The worst part is how boring this place is. Here we go. Nothing to do on the weekends. Almost everyone on my floor smokes weed. And the school thinks they do a great job of eliminating that shit. Rich kids who get caught never see consequences for that shit.
No! God, please, no! No!
Oh man. Here's the worst line of the whole thing. You ready for this? Pay attention. Financial aid students do get punished, though.
No!
Wow. The campus is a plus. The fall and spring are better than the winter. It's cold and gray every day. I said, where else did you apply? He says, Deerfield. And I thought to myself, that's amazing. I'm going to tell you why. Because it's almost kind of like Berkshire tries to be Deerfield. But let me tell you something. You're not even in the same fucking universe as Deerfield. Go check out my Deerfield review. Period. Okay? You're like Deerfield light. Okay? You're like the single A team of if Deerfield was in the majors. Okay? Let's keep going. You mentioned it in your video, but this place is in the middle of nowhere. The campus is nice, but there's absolutely nothing in a 5-mile radius. Keep my name out of your vid if you do another, because people gonna kill me for speaking the truth. Berkshire is known as a hockey school, so we have like a $10 million hockey facility. The building is ridiculous. Our athletic director is the hockey coach, so it makes sense. However, the hockey team is ass, and they all think they're the shit. All of them need to be humbled. Hockey kids are pretty much rich douchebags. Oh, man. Girls soccer was okay this year. Our basketball team is decent. They have 4 kids going to play in college next year. I don't know. Most dudes are pretty chill. There's a good amount of kids I've never interacted with, though. Okay, so there's number 1. Let's get to number 2. Okay, here we go. So, hello, sir. Sir, that's amazing. I don't think anyone's ever called me sir. Let's keep going. I would like to give you some information on the Berkshire School. I went there, and I'm not biased to the school whatsoever. And effectively, I just say, okay, what do you got? I said, I'm all ears. I'm making a part 2 by Friday because then I have to go fly away for work. And I said, so many people have hit me up. He says, haha, I bet. Let me guess. A bunch of liberals attacked you with words? Here's my summary of Berkshire. They are very liberal. The campus is amazing with hiking trails all over Mount Everett, which is located on campus. There's ponds you can walk to. It's basically an outdoorsman hiker dream. They push for a tight community and inclusion with their students. But this is a good and bad thing. If you mess up in the slightest way, such as calling a kid by the wrong pronoun, it can lead to meetings with teachers and then discussing what you did was wrong, when in reality, it's not that deep. There is more diversity there than it seems, but it's very easy to pick out the kids who pay full tuition and who are on financial aid. If you have any questions, I can give you a non-biased answer. Great, let's hear some more. He says, emphasis on extremely liberal. I think 2 kids on campus wanted Trump to win. If you go there and are Republican, prepare for hate. That doesn't sound very inclusive. In classes, they teach all liberal ideas. No conservative views. I said, so wait, so if someone is a biological man and they want to refer to them as a woman, even though they aren't, if you don't play along with that, the consequences are on you. He says, You got it, my man. Oh, man. Jesus. What is this, like Nazi Germany? Most of the New England prep schools, you'll find that. They hire a lot of NESCAC teachers and staff. NESCAC schools are all extremely liberal, so it comes from them. For instance, Berkshire's headmaster is a Williams College alumni. Just prepare for the hate after this next video. They get very butthurt very fast. And then I basically go on to ask him, hey, what'd you think of my review? Blah, 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 blah. He says, I would say you hit some soft spots, but we're 100% accurate in all honesty. Like the part about the girls and you named them, that was hilarious and spot on. Thanks, man. 80% of the girls are rich, entitled white girls. He says, but yeah, I honestly really enjoyed my time there. But that wasn't because I did my own thing. I didn't let them brainwash me. But if you fall into the Berkshire experience, the staff they have now is pushing, you are going to come out a soft liberal, not ready for the real world. Yeah, I took advantage of the campus, played 3 sports, and met some other kids who weren't soft as baby shit. I said, honestly, it was a blast. I said, who was Berkshire's main rival? He said, it's a good question. They don't really have one. He said, I think your Deerfield statement was pretty good. Berkshire 2-3 years ago would be a solid 9. Then they go all liberal, and now I'd give them like a 5.56. He says the culture there is changing and not for the better. Also, they hired a diversity and inclusion teacher to prevent racism and to have the tough talks about racism. You know what's funny about like diversity and inclusion, like staff, is that if like racism didn't exist, they wouldn't have a job. And I asked this in like a previous video. Can somebody please tell me, what does a diversity and inclusion director, dean, whatever, what do they do for 40 hours a week? Nobody seems to be able to answer that question. I would never go as far to say that they promote racism. I mean, that's just absurd. But if it doesn't rear its head, then what do they do? I don't know. It's like really weird. I mean, I think that we can all kind of agree that diversity is good and more equity is good and more inclusion is good. But if you're like ramming it down people's throats, then aren't you kind of like giving it life? Aren't you kind of giving inequality and inequity and all that life? I don't know. I think you kind of are. Whatever. Let's keep going. Okay. If you make any racist or homophobic comments towards someone, you will most likely get kicked out. Okay. They are losing the freedom the students used to love having. They used to let kids roam free and kind of turn the blind eye on fun things high schoolers like to do. The students aren't as happy, and it's going to keep becoming more and more strict. And I basically just said, yeah, no problem, dude. Listen, I'm not going to mention your name or anything. And he says, perfect. I actually made some good friends there that I don't want to lose. You never know when one of the rich dad's kids will text you and offer a job. Well, I mean, let's be honest, that is the most important part. Hey, just wanted to give you a good idea of the school. In conclusion, 2018, 2019, hell of a school. 2020 on, it's on a downward path to being overrun by liberals. Excited to see everyone get butthurt over your video, man. Give them hell. Man, it's a common theme that a lot of butthurt people. And listen, if you watch my previous episode, in the comments section, just on YouTube alone, man, I hate to say it, but you guys are some fucking pussies, man.
Hey, look at that, man. Bunch of problematic suckers, man. Hey, Zilla, you smell something, man? Definitely smell something out here. You smell something, Stabby? I smell pussies. Yo, man, forget this, man.
Seriously. I mean, listen, you want to play with the big boys, okay? You got to learn to take a little heat. Because listen, I don't give a shit. I'll tell you that right now. Maybe I should just cut this video off right here and just let you guys fester on what your own people are saying about your school, okay? And again, I'm just a conduit. I'm just relaying the information back to you guys. What I would suggest, pass this along to your school administrators, okay? Why don't you guys have a conversation about everything that I just covered? Think about that. That's a conversation that you should be having at Berkshire, not getting pissed off at that boarding school dude. You can be pissed off at me all you want. I love it. I don't care. Anyway, guys, thanks so much. Think about what I said. Until next time. I am that boarding school dude. See you later.